Hey friends, Kris here. Come on into my library. Glad to have you with us. We're still on the theme, I don't care anymore. We are talking about breaking the power of care and worry over your life. And today I want to give you a counterattack to your panic attack. That's right. Have you ever had one? Listen, since I've lost Deb, there's been several times that just out of nowhere, I just feel like I'm going to fall apart. Anxiety comes up. And I have to learn how to overcome that. Now, Matthew 24 and verse 6 is a good word for that. You shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for the end is not yet. Don't let things trouble you. Now, the word panic talks about overwhelming, irrational fear. We read that in Proverbs 3 verse 25, be not afraid of sudden fear, neither the desolation of the wicked when it comes. Sudden, penetrating fear. You need to overcome that. I'm going to give you 8 ways that you can counterattack your panic attack. And number 1, I've already told you, you do the casting, he'll do the carrying, but let me go beyond that. He will do not only the carrying, but the carrying. First Peter 5 verse 7, cast all your care on him. But listen to David in Psalm 55 and verse 22. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he will sustain thee. He will not suffer the righteous to be moved. In other words, roll it off on the Lord. When your worries are too heavy, you let Jesus carry the heavy part, okay? Matthew 8 and verse 17, himself bare our sicknesses and carried our diseases. He already carried it, so there's no reason for you to carry it. Somebody says, I carry such a load. Don't carry it. Give it to Christ. Number 2, and I shared this the other day, wrap your cares in your prayers. Our text has been Philippians 4 and 6. Be careful for nothing, but in everything, listen, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. Now notice that, by prayer. How did you get to work today? You got there by car. How did you get to Paris for your vacation? By air. Well, how do you get to victory? You get there by prayer. By prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. And then number 3, you don't need therapy, you need herapy. I said you don't need therapy, you need herapy. My friend Kim Walensky gave me that line. What it means is you have to start here to get there. Don't worry about tomorrow. In Matthew 6 and verse 34, take no thought for tomorrow will take thought of the things of itself. See, yesterday's in the tomb of time, tomorrow's in the womb of time. All we have is right now, here, today, and you have to live it one day at a time. Then number 4, make the most of all that comes and the least of all that goes. Listen, things have to go. You have to let go of stuff. You can't hoard up yesterday. For instance, this is the way life works. The sun rises, the sun falls. Matter expands and then it contracts. The tide rolls in, then it rolls out. On the bus, a few get on, a few get off. T.D. Jakes said, you got to keep driving the bus. Keep your eyes straight forward and don't worry when people leave your life or when you lose things. Just let it go. And then number 5, accept that to relax is not a sin. I said it's not a sin. You don't have to be fidgety all day long. In Psalm 46 and verse 10, be still and know that I am God. In Matthew 11 and 28, come to me, all you that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Mary was that way. Martha was in a tizzy about supper, but Mary relaxed at the feet of Jesus, and she chose that good part which shall not be taken away from her. Now, number 6, if you don't come apart, you might fall apart. Listen, a panic attack is when you fall apart. Jesus said in Mark 6 and verse 31, come ye yourselves apart into a desert place and rest a while, for there was many coming and going, and they had no leisure so much as to eat. One of the reasons we have so many spiritual and emotional lesions is because we don't take advantage of leisure. Rest a while. And then number 7, we'll close with this point. Shake it off. And if you can't shake it off, you better break it off. You remember when that viper grabbed a hold of Paul's hand, and that's what the cares of this world do. They try to grab a hold of you. Well, Paul shook it off into the fire. In other words, the fire symbolizes hell. He cast back into hell that which came against him to destroy him. And you need to shake it off. But if you can't shake it off, then break it off. That's what Daniel said to King Nebuchadnezzar, Daniel 4 and verse 27. King, O king, let my counsel be acceptable unto thee, and break off thy sins by doing righteousness. And it just might be a lengthening of your tranquility. You need some more tranquility. You need to counterattack your panic attack. Then shake it off. If you can't shake it off, break it off. You might have to break off a habit, break off a relationship. Kris here. Hope you're enjoying this series. Like if you like, we'll see you tomorrow with more on Through the Prism of Chrism.